Welcome back. We're at Mountain Chalet here in Colorado Springs for another installment of the Steve Gladbach Memorial Moments, a series of videos for newcomers to the Colorado backcountry. Colorado offers many outdoor recreational opportunities ranging from a scenic drive along Trail Ridge Road in Rocky Mountain National Park to strenuous mountain climbs above 14,000 feet. Preparedness is the key to mitigating risk in the Colorado backcountry, and really there's no better place to start than the 10 essentials. Now, what are they? Well, you can look them up pretty easily on the internet, or we can go ahead and once again consult the Climber's Bible, Mountaineering Freedom of the Hills. Here is the 10 essential list: map, compass, sunglasses and sunscreen, extra food, extra clothes, headlamp or flashlight, first aid supplies, fire starter, matches, knife. An easy way to remember these 10 essentials is Mom's Cafe serves everyone extra helpings of French fries, mustard, and ketchup. In the 7th and 8th editions of Mountaineering Freedom of the Hills, the 10 Essentials list was revised to take a systems approach to prepare yourself for the backcountry. We'd also like to add one more essential to the list, so think of them as the 10+1 list. We're going to give you a series of scenarios from the backcountry. Some of them might be a little bit ridiculous or outlandish, but nevertheless, not necessarily out of the ordinary.
Fourteener time, baby! Oh man, killer party last night. I didn't sleep a wink, bro. But you know what? I ain't stopping till I'm topping. Ow!
Could have fooled me.
Yeah, I know, man. This physical specimen is a freak. I'm ready to bang out this sucker.
Where are your hiking boots?
Nah, I don't need hiking boots, man. These are lighter, you know? Besides, some guys are taking a keg up to the summit. I've taken bong hits in the basement, but I've never done suds on the summit before.
You can get your Rocky Mountain high however you want.
And
brother.
I will.
I'm sure you will, but do you have a backpack?
That's heavy, man. Slows you down.
Do you even know where you're going?
Yeah, man, I'm going over to the peak.
Well, for starters, the trail is actually that way. Do you know exactly how you're going to find your way up the mountain?
I'm gonna follow the route right up the mountain.
How about any sort of navigation?
Well, I got my map right here.
All right, Mr. Navigation, where are we right now then?
We're at searching for signal.
Well, I got news for you. Not only do you need a more reliable form of navigation, but you got to work on your clothes. I mean, it's warm down here right now.
You dissing my style?
No, I'm sorry. Style does not come first.
Dude,
on the
these
mountain.
jeans were not cheap, okay?
Yeah, I could tell with the whole, but have you even thought about potential weather coming in? I mean, it's colder up there, it's windier potentially, and we could run into some sort of a rainstorm or even a snowstorm even at this time of the year. I mean, do you have your 10 essentials?
The 10 what?
Now that was admittedly a bit exaggerated with some very marginal acting, but you get the point. Had our cool, carefree climber bothered to stop by an outdoor shop and picked up a few items, he could have gone a long way to ensuring that he'd have a safe backcountry experience. Navigation should include a map and a compass. Many people today, however, rely on newer technology such as a cell phone, but as you just saw, not always dependable for getting that signal. Now, GPS is a great piece of equipment which can be used to help determine your actual location, and it may be more handy to use and easier to read, say, in whiteout conditions, where a map doesn't necessarily show those terrain features. However, a GPS does have its shortcomings. It runs on batteries, and batteries can run out, and GPS signals can also be blocked. Sun protection. It starts with sunglasses. Sounds pretty basic, but if forgotten, it can be a long day on the mountain. The rays are extremely bright, and specifically when they reflect off snowfields, it can be damaging to your eyes unless you have this sort of protection, and they can also double as wind protection while you're climbing. Now, the next item is equally as important: sunscreen. Certainly should be applied liberally around areas such as your nose and face, and certainly don't forget to use that lip balm. Finally, very basic item, but something that's nice to have, is some sort of a hat or a visor. Important to protect those areas around your head that might otherwise be burned. Insulation and extra clothing. This is something that is critical in Colorado. In any season that you're out in the backcountry, temperature, wind, precipitation, it can all come up on a moment's notice. And what's recommended is to have a layering system in place to quickly take clothes on and off in varying conditions. Now, it's recommended for the first piece a base layer, something that wicks. Certainly not cotton, but something that will help draw the sweat out of your body and help it evaporate very quickly. Now, after your base layer, you want to look at the insulating layer. A puffy jacket, such as this one, will help trap warm air between your base layer and the inside of this heavier layer to help keep you warm on those cold days. The final one is the shell layer to help mitigate wind and rain. This layer is critical. It tends to be very thin, but can help protect you while you're out on the mountain. Illumination, a flashlight or a headlamp. In fact, it's recommended that you go out in the backcountry with 2 sources of illumination. Specifically, also remember to bring extra batteries, because the worst thing that can happen to you is you can be on the trail in the middle of the night, lose your battery power and your illumination, and on a night in which there's no moon, it's hard to see even just a few feet in front of you.
Hey bro, can we take a break?
Yeah.
Hydration and extra water, critical. Most important thing to remember, especially if you're going on a day trip, is to take enough water with you to get you through the entire day. If you're going on a multi-day trip, research ahead of time and look for water sources. Now, there's a lot more than just finding a water source and filling up your bottle. Once you fill up your water, you have to make sure that it's purified. Now, commercial filtration systems are available at many outdoor stores. There's also tablets and iodine. Each of these can do an adequate job of making sure that the water you're drinking is purified.
What do we have?
Nutrition and extra food. Now, these sorts of items, which are freeze dries, are great if you go on those overnight trips. You simply just have to add hot water. But specifically, you need to have food with you when you're doing those day climbs. It's also important to supplement that food with perhaps goos or gels or stingers, and can help you get through some tough spots. It's also important just to remember to eat your food. It really doesn't do any good if it's still in your pack at the end of the day.
Hungry?
Yeah.
Oh, too bad.
Repair kit and tools. Now, this item can go a long way to helping you out in the backcountry. Multi-tool item that gives you plenty of options in case you need to do a little work here and there. Other items that might be nice to have would be patches for your mattress or, say, glue for your tent. These sorts of repair items are important to have with you, once again, just in case of the unexpected. You okay, buddy?
Yeah, I just, oh my God!
First aid supplies. You should really determine the amount of first aid supplies you take based on the length of the trip that you're going to be taking in the backcountry. Now, if you're going out for just a day or two, one of these smaller kits is adequate. However, if you're going out on a 2-week backcountry trip, a lot of these items and a larger kit may be more appropriate. And that's where the book Mountaineering: Freedom of the Hills can be something that's very handy. It gives you instructions and items that you need to have with you when you're out in the backcountry. And finally, it probably wouldn't hurt to take a training course when it comes to first aid when you're out in the backcountry. First, let's clean the cut. Put some antiseptic on it. There, how do you feel now?
Feels a lot better.
Fire. Rubbing two sticks together isn't the easiest way to start a fire. In fact, it's recommended that you take plenty of ignition sources with you. Now that can include waterproof matches, flint, or any other lighter or item that could help you ignite a fire. If you ever have one of those unexpected overnights in the backcountry, then you know that the warmth from a fire can be one of the best companions you can have. It's getting late and we might not want to continue on, but good thing for us, I have my handy toolkit with me along with an emergency shelter, and we can bivvy up for the night.
I'm good.
The final of the 10 essentials is emergency shelter. Now, you're not necessarily always going to have the luxury of having a nice fold-out tent such as this one while you're on a day climb or perhaps an unexpected overnight. But it is important to have something with you just in case the unexpected happens. A bivvy or all-weather blanket can provide some much-needed shelter from wind and conditions in an emergency. So to wrap up, don't be like our friend here from the backcountry. Remember to bring the 10 essentials with you anytime you go out. And also don't forget to leave behind a trip itinerary, exactly of where you're going to be in case of an emergency. Well, that wraps up this latest video of the Steve Gladbach Memorial Moments, sponsored by the Colorado Mountain Club Steve Gladbach Memorial Fund. Until our next installation, onwards.